Okay, so here we have the gator mouth of the century. I tried to remove a couple of signatures, or inserts I should say, because that's what they are. But I couldn't, because it's all so pretty and I want all of it to be in this book. So when I use it for journaling, I'll just have to be careful, you know. I wasted a lot of jewelry on this book. I say wasted, it's not wasted of course, because it will be so lovely to write in this and, you know, keep it on a shelf with all these pretty little baubles to look at, and, you know, it just looks so rich. I wanted to make these tabs, you know, more of them throughout the book. Maybe I will use it for another book. It's just some lace and a bookmark with a rose, but it looks pretty. You know, imagine a whole book with tabs like this. It would be, yeah, very nice. So there's a rose and fashion theme in this book, and I've used all sorts of eras. I really love how there are shades of green in this image that are picked up in the shoe, and it just blends so well with the beige of the tea-stained pages. Of course, a lot of pink. And I got this effect by drying the pages in the oven on a, what's it called, the grid? It even burned a little, I guess, or maybe, you know, there were old burn marks that stained it. I love when it really, really stains, when it gets this deep coffee color. Maybe this is coffee dyed, actually. There are both coffee stained and tea stained images in this. I used a lot of postcards, religious postcards. Apparently they're the, you know, your go-to guys when you want pretty images with roses. So that's what I did. This is not very pretty. The cover was the first ever book I made, and I didn't really have the supplies, so I used a really thick elastic for the inserts. I haven't changed that because they're sort of glued in, so this isn't very pretty either. But I really like this spine with the Mod Podged napkin and this ribbon. So since I didn't want to change that, I sort of decided to live with these. I suppose I can easily change them, but I don't know. In a way, I like that there's this vestige, remnant left from a time when I wasn't as good at this as I am now. I mean, I get better. So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me, so why change it? I love it when you get these effects from the tea leaves. You know, they make little patterns, random patterns, if you keep them in when you tea stain the pages. Oh, an envelope. I hadn't realized. I just put this in. Okay, well, maybe I'll use that for something. This lace was one of those things that, you know, I didn't really dare use. And same with the gold ribbon underneath. You know, some things are so beautiful you don't want to use them because what if, you know, a better project comes along. But I thought, no, I'm going to use it because this is a book that I really love, so it's worth it. Oh, I love these effects as well. All these random effects that you get when you let sort of nature do the work for you. I really love that. This I made from a snippet roll when I first learned to use to make them. But I don't sew them because my sewing machine is destroyed by me. I glue them so they get really stiff. But I kind of like that because when you turn the pages, they're not flimsy. You can really, you know, grab a hold of them. So I don't mind it. Oh. I really have gathered a lot of rose postcards over the years, and I used up a few of them in this book. And these, I had a wallpaper book, you know, that the companies that make wallpapers send them out to shops so that you can look through them and see what you like. And there were a lot of fabric swatches from curtains as well, which was the real prize in these wallpaper books. And I have used a few of them, but they are, you know, also in that category of too pretty to use. I love using earrings instead of charms because, well, they're pretty and they're easy to add because they have their little hooks that you can just hook through a piece of paper or lace or something, and then maybe glue it to make sure it stays put, or, you know, tie with a piece of string or something. But they they're easy to add, and they're, I don't know, they're more blingy and more random than charms, because charms are sort of made to be charms, but these are made to be earrings or necklaces or something, and so they look more different than charms do. At least that's my impression. This is a good idea, I think, to glue bookmarks or some kind of image in the middle of a doily, because it makes the doily less doily-like. It becomes a frame for the flower instead. I think this is a, yes, it's a pocket. More pretty stains. I wish I could find more of these. They give you a lot of value for money. It's just one earring, but it's got like 10 pearls. So it adds a lot of character to the book. I think I want to add something here, like the picture. It's, I mean, I can't write on this, it's fabric, so maybe a small journaling card or something. Here I really like how the greenish blue is picked up here by the blue, and the greyish green. It's greyish, bluish, greenish something. Sometimes it's just, you know, and this sort of golden yellow brown is also picked up here, and I don't see these things very well. I'm not good at color schemes, but sometimes, you know, there are happy accidents, and this was one of those. Same thing here, there's blue in the embroidery on the shoe. And sometimes it's just beautiful with an almost blank page like this. I tend to stuff my books full of images and lace, but sometimes it is beautiful with a rather plain page. I'm thinking I will use this book for March 2021, because March for me, for some reason, I'm a bit synesthetic, and March is pink for me. It makes me think of candy, and so I tend to use pink books in March. And in February, they're always sea themed with boats and mermaids and lots of blues. This is a really busy page. I'm not quite sure I'm super happy with it, but it's fine. Pocket? No? Yes. But I almost never put anything in my pockets, and I don't always write on the journaling cards either, because it sort of disrupts the flow when I'm writing my morning pages and journaling. So I don't know. I like them though, and I think, you know, what if I want to keep something, you know, a memento, real life ephemera? I have somewhere to put it. But then I never do. So I mean, I like them, even though there's nothing in the pockets. I like the look of them, and, you know, empty, unjournaled on cards are fine as well. So it's not a problem. It's just a thing. You know, because you follow trends and you're inspired by other junk journalers and you do the same thing as them. But then when you use your journal, you, I don't know, you follow your own, I mean, you have your habits and your, you know, what you want to do in them. So what you make doesn't always translate into what you use them for. But I don't mind if something in a book, its only function is to be pretty, and you don't really, like a page like this one that you don't even write on, because I won't, it's too pretty. And maybe not even on this side, but you know, it's okay. It's like art in the middle of all that writing, and it's fine. So even if you don't use pockets, they look good. It's what I'm saying. Very, you know, wordily. I'm blessed with a phenomenal husband who buys me things, and these ribbons he bought for me. This matches, doesn't it? So this is the curtain swatch, and this is the wallpaper, whatever it's called, from the same book. Another snippet roll that I glued together, and it looks a bit messy, I think, but you know, you try things out. Not everything has to be perfect. As you can see. these are wallpapers as well. And I reached a point in my, gathering of materials where I really have a lot of different laces, a lot of different ribbons. And it's really nice because I don't have to be stingy about using them anymore. From the beginning, I had so few things that, when I used something, it was gone. But now I have tons of different laces, all from, used shirts and curtains and stuff, dolls that I cut up, that, I can pick and choose and have different laces in the same book, and there are still tons left. I feel rich, even though it's all secondhand stuff. This was one of the ribbons that my husband bought as well. And, the cutting up thing, I feel like a big part of being creative is destructive, ripping things apart. I even rip my own creations apart sometimes because I just like the process of making something new from the materials. So I think they're two sides of the same coin, destruction and creation. This cover, as I said, I made it at the very start of my junk journaling journey, so it's kind of a mixed bag. It's a bit, it doesn't look very finished, perhaps. It's like a half-finished collage, but I really like this hat with the Edith Holden bird's nest on it. I think that was a tiny stroke of genius, if I do say so myself. And I do, because one of the things I really love about the junk journaling community is that people actually say that they love their own things, that they're proud of them, pleased with them, and that what they make is beautiful. And I want that to continue, so I will join in and say I'm really proud and pleased with this book. And I will fill it with random stupid thoughts in March.